Welcome to TYTSports, everybody. Ben Mankiewicz here. Time for 5 questions, our weekly segment where someone asks me 5 questions. Jason?
Number 1, did Chris Bosh make the right decision to stay with the Miami Heat?
I'd say that Chris Bosh did make the right decision to stay with Miami Heat. He turned down about 4 years and $88 million more or less with Houston and probably a better shot to win a championship. But I'm not buying Dwight Howard winning a championship. I'm not buying that Dwight Howard, James Harden team ever winning a championship. They're good, they're exciting, they're fine. But anytime you make a decision not to go to Houston and you get more money to go somewhere else, you've made the right call. 5 years, $122 million, is that more or less, I think, what he got in Miami? Plus, he gets to be the focal point of that offense. Maybe it's Dwayne Wade for 1 more year, maybe 2, but ultimately it's going to be Bosh's team. Normally, a player who signs a 4-year deal instead of a 5-year deal isn't really giving up money. People perceive it as giving up money, but of course you'll sign another contract after 4 years. You'll still get paid for that year. You may end up getting more money. Bosh is getting up there. He probably won't make $25 million in that 5th year if he'd gone to Houston. So he got himself more money, and I think he did the right thing. And the Heat's still going to be good. There's not going to be a mystique with the Heat, a team led by Deng, Bosh, and Wade, but they'll still be good. And I think he made the right call.
Number 2, will the Miami Heat make the Eastern Conference Finals with the new big 3 of Bosh, Wade, and Deng?
I have no idea. And there, by the way, there needs to be more of that in news and sports. Like, I don't know. Nobody freaking knows. Could they? Yeah, sure. The Cavaliers on paper seem better. The Pacers, who played so horribly at the end of the year, have now lost Lance Stevenson. Is it possible that they get their mojo back? They're obviously a contender to make the finals. The Hawks are a lot better after giving the Pacers fits in the first round. Are the Bullets/Wizards better with no Ariza? Ariza probably had as good an offensive year as he'll ever have. That probably won't be replicated, but he was their best defensive player. Does Paul Pierce and DeJuan Blair and who else they get? Mr. Kardashian, Chris Humphries. I don't know. And the development, they're probably better. I would say no. The Heat doesn't make the Eastern Conference Finals, but don't presume that they won't. And they're not finished putting that roster together yet either. So I would say no, but it's possible.
All right, number 3, do the Cleveland Cavaliers need Kevin Love to win a championship?
I would say that, yeah, right now, they would need Kevin Love to win a championship. Would they need him if LeBron stays? Bear in mind, LeBron's got a 2-year contract, and he can opt out next year. So, and he says he's not Cavaliers for life. We'll see. I tend to believe him, but who knows? Wiggins in a couple of years, if they don't use Wiggins in a deal for Love, to go with Irving and LeBron and the other pieces they add who will obviously gravitate there. They may add Ray Allen this year. Mike Miller just signed on. It's possible that they could win a championship without him, but I don't think anybody in the East right now seems good enough to beat whoever is going to come out of the West. So right now, for next season, I would say they need Kevin Love. Long term, they could let Wiggins develop, but it'll be harder next year without a player like Love.
Who will have more points per game next season, Andrew Wiggins or Jabari Parker?
Oh, it's easy. That one's a no-brainer. Jabari Parker. Assuming that Wiggins stays in Cleveland. If Wiggins goes to Minnesota, then I suppose it's possible that he in a trade for Love, then I suppose it's possible that he becomes an elite scorer there. But Parker is a much more polished offensive player right now, and he is likely to lead the Bucks in scoring or come close to leading the Bucks in scoring. If Wiggins stays in Cleveland, his best case scenario is to be the 3rd leading scorer, and I suspect he wouldn't even be that. He probably ends up behind Waiters, Irving, and obviously James. So right now, it's not even close. Parker will get 5 or 6 more points a game than Wiggins at a bare minimum, I would say.
And last question just for you, Ben. How many games will the Washington Bullet Wizards win?
I'm going to be super optimistic in that the loss of Trevor Ariza and replacing it with Paul Pierce and adding real depth up front, like grown-up depth in Blair and Humphries and Drew Gooden, who we signed at the end of the year and who played so well, and then the development of Wall and Beal in a critical 3rd year, that will just be better. And I'm going to give us we won 44 games. I'm going to give us 50 wins and like a 3rd or 4th place finish in the East, and a sold-out arena there almost every time. Like as soon as that team gets legitimately good, they're going to be a big deal in Washington. You're going to see senators, House members, important media types. Like that'll be a thing to go to the Wizards game and be seen there. And hopefully they're on a pace to where in the 2015-16 season, they're a legitimate contender for the Eastern Conference title and the NBA Finals.